Hello, my name's Mikey. We're here once again in Hackney Wick and we're asking people what they think about redevelopment, gentrification and the creativity in the area. What about the youth voice? Are the community involved in what's happening? We're going to ask all these questions and see what people have got to say. What do you think about Hackney Wick?
Hackney Wick is a very bad place. Oh, because there's lots of Karens in the area, like very angry people.
It's colourful, it's artistic, you've got everything. There's the canal, you've got a bit of nature, for me, I like it.
I was a bit scared to come here because I've heard that Hackney is the borough with the most knife crime.
No, it's nice. I like coming here. I come here frequently. Has a nice kind of creative energy. I mean, some parts of it feel a bit too curated, for sure. I prefer the less clean look, like the more natural kind of, community-led space, for sure. But that being said, I think there's a bit of each still, so I just wander around and see where I want to kind of sit.
I think it can be a little gentrified. There is a little bit of a gentrification issue, I'd say.
How do we prevent gentrification? I'm not sure if gentrification is entirely a bad thing, but obviously it has its downsides. How do we retain the artistic and cultural heritage that it has? I think it just takes... God, it's tough. I don't know the answer to that. It probably does come down to legislation. It does take the council to funnel some of that money from the development back into the community and to prevent further development that may not benefit the community itself. So I can't claim to know the answer. It's a global question, isn't it?
In my opinion, it's actually putting money back into the community. So people who are working on all these creative projects and who've kind of like been a huge part in giving this area the reputation it has. They're precarious. They're people of color. And I don't think that there's a lot of good funding for these kinds of things, and funding is kind of left up to the bigger developers and the people who are kind of bringing in these like hipster cafes with Edison light bulbs. And so yeah, so I think there's something about how money is redistributed and like where people see it's necessary to kind of invest in the people rather than the projects that are kind of a bit bigger.
I do feel like, especially since lockdown, gentrification and inflation has made things more expensive, and it's just, as a young person, I'm just kind of worried that in the next 5 years things will be more expensive for my generation, wanting to move out, wanting to do stuff in London. But at the same time, it is a good thing because we get to explore more, and there's just a lot more diversity than there was before.
What about you personally? Do you feel listened to?
Yeah. To be honest, I think I do quite a bit. My parents listen to me, my friends listen to me, adults listen to me, so I think I get listened to.
I don't feel listened to by the council, the government. No.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's like, I don't think politics is designed for really what most of us want, if I'm truthful, and I don't. How can anyone in Parliament represent us when they're all well paid and they're not living this life? So how can they?
I do my own community work, and I do feel like the community doesn't really have a say. And a lot of things happen and it's just taken out of their hands, and we just have to go with the flow. We're overshadowed by all the other bigger organisations that already have the funds, already have the resources. So we just don't exist, really. From what I'm seeing, there's less care on the young people and there's more care on the people with the money. So the more care that's gone into people with money, the less the young people benefit. And they just go into a spiral of the crime and everything else that's involved with not getting the support that they need to excel in life. Especially, black and brown people. I'm just going to say it because I am. And I just see the struggle is there, and I see the people that are included in that cycle of crime, but why are they in that cycle of crime in the first place?
Why are the teenagers turning to crime?
Because they just want to be cool in school, like secondary school. So, they just change to be cool, to be popular, but they're not helping at all.
The first thing that struck me was like the graffiti around the place. I find it really, really nice, really inspiring as well. And I think it's just nice to walk around and have a look at it.
You really notice like the community, and you notice like all these people like talking and like getting along. Whereas like where I'm from, like you don't normally get that where we come from. You mainly just like everyone's just like getting on with their life, going to wherever they need to be, A to B, and yeah, no one really stops to communicate.
I think with that community spirit encourages more people to kind of share their wealth, not as in financial wealth, but as in their cultural wealth as well, and that's important.
I know quite a bit of people around here, so when I would walk around, I would just say hi to people.
The community could be more, like the kids my age in the community could be more interactive with. Just like, I don't know, maybe events every now and again in the park or something, man. I know sometimes it's hard to do since COVID, but it's nice for it.
I mean, in terms of an event, what sort of event would you put on if you were going to put on an event?
Well, maybe just like a barbecue in the park for everybody.
They need to bring more youth clubs as well.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
It has to offer.
Like, it needs to be a safe space and stuff. Like you don't want people going out on the streets at night. So it has to be
as well. Of course, to keep young people off the road. Of course, it has to have a gamer console in there. That's definitely. Like lots of.
It's gotta be filled with like creativity. Like you have to have a station for working. Like you need to have like creativity sides, like music, like making music or like painting or art and stuff. Like just to get people to do some like
so a lot of creative. I mean,
extracurricular activities.
What people are saying is Hackney Wick's a very creative area. Do you feel like it's a creative?
Yeah,
place?
look at the graffiti.
Yeah, it's creative.
It's that realm of creation where you discover elements which haven't been created within history of art. People in Hackney Wick are very creative.
I think if for example, if you're a creative person or something, it's good to be where a lot of other people are, and you end up just seeing people out. And Hackney's got amazing nightlife as well, so you meet a lot of people and make connections. So I feel like if you go out and you sort of embrace it, then you'll find it, kind of thing. Confidence building is a massive thing and I think that should be promoted more. The idea that self-belief that you can go out and do something.
There's a lot of different types of people here, a lot of different ethnic backgrounds. Even the culture here is different from North London. I wouldn't really pinpoint like a specific name to describe like Hackney and East London, because there's just so much going on. Like you can't really just put a finger on what exactly Hackney is. I feel like if you were just to make Hackney one specific part, it would just lose its identity. It just become another Camden.